let me tell you something. The streets don't salute you unless you dead in jail. When you out here winning, when you out here getting money, you a clown. They can't stand you, and they want you to die. So what I realized is, because when I first got money, the first thing I did was went to the Rolex man. I had to buy me a Rolex. I want everybody to know I got money. I went to the dealership. When it got me a car, I want everybody to know I got money. I went and put that shit on. I went and put all that designer shit and wanted to show everybody I got money. Man, you know what that brought? Hate, jealousy, envy, frustration, paranoia, can't sleep at night, gotta take my pistol everywhere I go, even to the church house. Man, cause people hate you when you doing better than them. They wanna see you do good, but they don't wanna see you do better than them. See, you will work so hard and get so much money that your idols, the people you looked up to, will one day become your rival, and they can't stand you, and you in the way, and they want you to die. So what I realize is, I'd rather be in the cut forever where don't nobody know how much cheddar I'm getting. They don't know I'm doing better than them. They think I'm broke, I'm lying, and I'm fucked up, I'm full of cap. When you full of cap and they feel like you ain't got it like that, you live longer. When you out here trying to show what you got, you gonna die, and they want you to go to jail. You in the way. Understand what I'm saying? And anytime you got anything, guess what? You the lick. So it's best to play like you ain't got shit. Stack money, act broke, and stay the fuck out the way, and watch how many years you live. You understand me? You will see your kids, have kids, grandkids. But when you out here showing off, they coming to get it, dog, because you the lick. Stay private, stay out the way, stay in the cut forever, get happy, stay happy, and get paid. Don't nobody know where, let nobody know where you stay, what you driving in. Stop posting your car, stop posting how you moving, where you hang out, and watch how long you live. Remember, life is a long race. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's all about who gonna be out here to raise their daughter and raise their sons. It's all about who gonna be out here to talk about this stuff, not dying somebody tell your story, you telling the story. But you gotta keep it private, keep it player, and keep it pushing. Stop showing the streets what you got, because they'll send you to the feds. These people telling goddamn what Craig said and what he said. Understand what I'm saying? They only salute people who got money. They don't care if you a clown with money, they salute you. They don't care if you a chick with dick. You might be on that Young Buck shit, they gonna salute you. They don't care if you a snitch, they gonna salute you when you got money, but they ain't loyal to nobody. They only loyal to you when you got something. But once that opportunity change where they can't get no money from you, they gonna switch on you, snitch on you, and tell on you, and they want you to dead because you in the way. They want you dead. Understand what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my channel.
Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone, where I learned this truth. And peace to you sincere brothers out there, the true house of David. You brothers that's sincere and wholehearted to this thing, and dedicated, man. You dedicated brothers that's sincere. And the scripture say, end of days, perilous times. And what Nino Brown was saying is according to what the scriptures say. Because, when you think about it, Yahawashi, when he was on the planet, he didn't want to be out there like that. He didn't want to be out there. He didn't want to really get to shine like that. Even though he had it, but his whole thing was to teach the ministry and not to be exalted. Because as in these days, as we can actually see this thing for what it is, men exalt themselves, but they can't really see or discern. And that's according to Matthew 23. When you go to Matthew 23, the Lord talked about how they will leave out judgment, mercy, and faith. These three things guys would not be able to talk about like that. And what I see is guys are constantly in the flesh. They worried about women. They worried about marriage and all this bullshit. Guys are in the flesh, man. That's just how it is. And we have to deal with that. But why did that happen like that? Because guys become exalted and they're in the forefront. And the thing about this is, that's why the Lord said, take the low. You know, when somebody try to make you this, you say, hey, no, you take the low. And we're in the end days, man. Nobody gives a fuck about who's getting married or women or how many women you can get or what we're going to have in the kingdom and this, that, and the third. Now, amongst brothers, we may talk amongst brothers and we may speak on certain things about women or that. But in these times of teaching and putting things out there and vibrations and bullshit, who cares about getting married or even, you know, you have these reprobate out there like IUIC. And IUIC, their leaders, carnal, he's not right. The guys in IUIC, they're not right. They're pushing Christ. But other guys too, man. Other guys in different camps, guys are in that carnal vibration, where as soon as they hear something about the woman, they just, you know, guys just hop on that shit. And really, that's not even important. What's important is Matthew 23, Matthew 24, Luke 11, Matthew 25, Matthew 21. See, when you go to these chapters in Matthew's, when the Lord goes into the vineyard, what you got to understand about that vineyard that the Lord talked about, the Lord was not going to be accepted. He wasn't accepted. All his servants was accepted in that vineyard, his true servants. And that's what you have to understand. Now, at that time when the Lord came, the scribes, wicked scribes and the Pharisees, they were sitting on top. And they wasn't accepted at all. And the scribes and the Pharisees, they were not teaching things of the Spirit because they wasn't in the Spirit. They just had the following and the hype. But things are opening up. And like Nino Brown said too, you know, when you don't put yourself out there, you just play the cut and you just do what you got to do. And you're not out there like that. And you're not putting yourself out there. You see a lot of shit. You see a lot of things, man. The Lord bless you to see things. And we at the end of the world, man. We're at the end of the world. And a lot of these things need to be spoke on, what you see. Because a lot of men are in a place where they just don't want to say nothing. They don't want to offend nobody. You know, they don't have nothing to say. They want everything to be good. But the Lord, he didn't come like that. So with guys in the spirit where they want men to not say anything and shit like that. Guys in that spirit where they don't want to say anything because they want to hold their tongue. Well, that's against the scriptures, because the Lord said that I will hold my peace no more as concerning their wickedness. Okay, that scripture says that. And the scripture say despise not prophesying. So you have men, just because they don't bring things out, they say, hey, well, you know, you shouldn't say this and that, and that, you know, leave that alone, don't do this. Well, that's because a lot of men, their whole thing is not about the scriptures. Their thing is about their own thing and how long they can keep their thing going. But the Lord is going to judge you on the inward parts. You know, like Nino said, this thing is a race. Yeah, that's what Paul said. Paul said this thing is a race. And if you don't really understand this thing is a race, then a lot of guys, they're racing for a corruptible crown, because a lot of guys have received that consolation, like the Lord said in Matthew 6, that men, don't do this to be seen like men do. But some men do this. A lot of men do this for a corruptible crown to be seen. And I'm not in that spirit, man. I'm not in that spirit to be seen, or I don't care if guys like me, because the thing about this word, what's happening is men tend to soften the doctrine up because they have people watching them or following them. You see what I'm saying? And guys get untrue with themselves, and then guys get beside themselves, and guys say, you know, fuck this guy, he's not on my level, he don't have views like me, nobody's watching him. Yeah, that's how the scribes was. You see? But then the scribes, they also acknowledged that, hey, the Lord, how he was coming, he said, hey man, this guy can take our place too. So you got a lot of that going on, man. You got a lot of that going on in these times, and the best thing is just to take the fucking low, because the Lord is bringing things out. The Lord wants things to be spoken of. See, the Lord was in a spirit to where he didn't really give a fuck about how guys looked at him. He didn't care about that. And like in the ancient time, you had different sects of Pharisees and scribes. Just like today, you got different camps and shit like that. And guys hold themselves up to this and that and the third. And guys are not humble. Guys are not really true brothers, man. Guys ain't brothers, man. Guys don't give a fuck about. Everybody wants to gain a position. We're in the end of the world where the scriptures say perilous times. Means to be lovers of themselves. So men to do anything to uphold himself. And only a few of us the Lord is actually dealing with men, man. But you have to be on the low. You have to come in that stay where the Lord did. I got this example right here, Matthew 21:12. And Yahawashi went into the temple of the Most High and cast out all them that sold and brought in the temple. Look, he cast their ass out. The temple, bro. And through the spirit, you got to have men that's actually doing that through the spirit in these days. It's just casting guys out that ain't fucking right. Dudes that ain't right, pointing things out. Guys ain't walking in the way of the Lord. Guys may say they doing this and all praises to this, but guys are not coming in the way of the Lord, man. Because they can't, because they're not of the Lord. That's the thing about this thing. You got to understand. You had a house of David, you had a house of Saul, you had a house of David, you have Elijah, then you had to buy all the 400 prophets. There are more guys that are in a wicked fucking spirit than there are the Lord is actually dealing with guys. See, the spirit is not going to be dealing with everybody. And the Lord was mad in them times. He didn't give a fuck about being seen in a good light, because everything was wicked back then. Just like right now, everything's wicked, dude. And men care about being seen in a good light. That means that you're wicked with the world too. You see, carnal, man. Carnal. Guys are carnal. They don't understand that the Lord deal with things that are actually hidden and unseen. What did the Lord say? We walk by faith, not by sight. But men walk by sight. You a man of the Lord according to how much people like you and how many subscribers you got. Some carnal shit. Or if you bigged up by this guy or that. Well, all these guys can big you up, and then they don't make it them goddamn self. How about that? See, this thing is a spiritual thing. And the thing is, the Lord said if you exalt yourself, you're going to be abased. See, you have men exalting themselves, then you have other men exalting them, and then therefore they're man of the Lord just because men exalt themselves. No. The Lord said it's not about who men commend us, it's about who the Lord actually commend us, man. And guys don't really get that because guys are in the flesh. That's why Matthew 23:23, instead of worrying about women and all that bullshit, guys could be teaching brothers to have faith or discernment or mercy, but guys don't care about that because it's not about the Lord with men. And we'll keep teaching this until we get the hell out of here, because the thing about it is, that's just the truth about it. Only few men have the sight to see. It's like the Matrix, man. You know, everybody was Mr. Smiths and ages and shit, and there was only a few guys that actually had the light in the eyes to see, and that's just how it is. Not everybody is a brother, man, just because they're well known. That don't make them brothers, man. And a lot of the times, guys that get well known, in their mind becomes corrupt because they say they look at certain guys like they ain't shit, like they hold themselves up highly. Well, that's the thing what the scribes and the Pharisees did. The Lord rebuked, and they hated that. You see? While these Pharisees, they was trying to speak things where they wasn't hated. And guys are doing that. It's the same thing. Matthew 23 is happening. Going back to Matthew 21:12. And Yahawashi went out of the temple and cast out all them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables of the money exchangers, and the seats of them that sold doves. This was the spirit that Yahawashi was in. He was in a warlike spirit where he was overchanging. He went in the temple. He turned all that shit over. He didn't give a fuck about really going into women. He didn't care about clout. The Lord didn't give a fuck about being looked in a certain light. He came to do the Lord's will. And a lot of you are not doing the Lord's will, man. You see? We're at the end of the world and guys are worried about all this bullshit. But it's all right, though. You do as you may because you were set up for that lot. Remember, Paul said we do this for an incorruptible crown. A lot of you are doing this for a corruptible crown. And you receive your consolation. You put yourself out there. You put men out there. You're supposed to teach this thing sincerely with a whole heart, no matter who gonna say what about anything. Yeah, a lot of dudes are off. Not just IUIC, not just ISUBK, man. It's a lot of guys that's not fucking right that crept into this thing unaware. You got, and it's so bad out here. It's really bad. Men are just overlooking the spirits that's out there. Guys are so blinded, they acknowledge the wicked and they condemn the just, not knowing that, because men have given you a certain criteria of how the prophets came. And when you actually read how the prophets came, like this particular turn over the money of the money exchangers, turn over the tables of the money exchangers, what that lets you know is that the Lord, when he came, he didn't give a fuck about none of the shit that these wicked scribes were doing. He didn't care about their clout or their positions. He knew that they were wicked, man, because that shit, that highly esteeming shit, that corrupts guys. So now you're not teaching faith, mercy, and judgment, which are the weightier matters of the law. Women are not weightier matters of the law. You see? Esau is not weightier matters of the law. Now, Esau is is an important prophecy, yeah, and it needs to be spoken on. But believing in this thing, getting brothers to be fully in this thing, being a real brother, that is really the bulk of this whole thing, and loving the Lord, getting brothers to really see this thing, discerning through the Spirit. A lot of men don't have the Spirit to discern. They just discerning what everybody else does, and you have a lot of guys, they just jump on bandwagons. They can't think for themselves any fucking more. And you go into that story of Eli when he wasn't able to judge his sons. What does the Lord do? The Lord judged his ass. So it's a judgment for not actually having a proper judgment. That's what I'm getting at. I'm going to read this again. Matthew 21:12. And Yahawashi went into the temple of the Most High and cast all out them and sold and brought in the temple and overthrew the tables of the money exchangers and the seats of them that sold doves, and sold them, and said unto them, it is written, my house is be called the house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves. And the blind and the lame come in to him in the temple, and he healed them. Right. So really this truth has become a den of thieves and robbers and false prophets and false men, false brothers. That's what it's become. Because if it wasn't like that, you wouldn't. You have guys that's in this, like the foolish versions. The foolish versions, what they're gonna be lukewarm. And you got foolish versions that's actually portraying that they're actually hot for the Lord, but deep down they're not about the Lord like that. So we have these perilous times here that we're in, and in these times, just like the Spirit, we have to follow the Spirit of the Lord. Like Joshua said, as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. So we're going to teach the things the Lord was actually teaching in those last things. We're going to go into prophecies, and we're going to go into Matthew 23, Matthew 25. We're going to go into the wickedness of our people to the core, because the Lord was in the Spirit, and that's what he did. So we have to follow the Lord's footsteps, not what man is talking about. Because you leave it to men, they'll give you 15 million videos on a woman, then they give you another 20 million videos on Esau, and then they give you another this on some bullshit. And we see how guys are moving. But we're moving like the Lord. So the Lord went into the temple. He was mad as hell. He cast over the money exchangers. And he told they as you made this thing about all you goddamn den of thieves. You're thieves teaching the Lord's word. The Lord was in a warrior spirit. He was cussing their ass out and condemning them. And then what did he do? By him doing that, guess what happened? Then the people came in and he healed them. So we actually healed our people by telling them the weightier side of this thing, having mercy and faith in the correct judgment, the weightier matters, being able to discern, making a right decision. Judgment goes into discerning and making decisions. You see what I'm saying? A lot of men have lost their eyes to judge because they're sitting up on them high seats. Now they really don't want to judge like that. You know, it's not about that now, you know, to guys. But no, when the Lord was on the scene, this is what he did. This is Luke 19:27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. Right. So, like, that's the thing. You got to understand. If you're not of the Lord said he's going to slay your ass. And if you offend the Lord's little ones, who are the Lord's little ones? The Lord's little ones, man, they're going to be in the spirit. They're going to be the wise ones. They're going to be the ones tucked back. They're going to be the ones taking the low. And you supposed to be hidden. The things of the Lord are hidden. A lot of you guys, you put yourself out there. You see? You guys are not moving in the stead of the Lord or the little ones, man. You know, that's a fucking joke. And in the Lord, he could discern the wickedness. He could discern the Judas Iscariot in his camp. He told his ass to go do what you had to do. Guys today, they can't discern the Judas Iscariot. They say, well, let the spirit do this. Yeah, the spirit works through men. Like, you fucking forget that. A lot of you guys forget that the spirit works through men, man. And then the spirit is going to speak not according to what you want it to be. Like, guys want this word to be what they want it to be. And what they want it to be, that's what it is. And they don't care what the spirit's speaking. And you know what I'm saying? And the spirit is contrary to a lot of you fucking guys, bro. Read the scriptures, man. Luke 19:27, but those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. That's the spirit the Lord was in. So that's why he went to the money exchanges and he flipped over the tables and shit. You see what I'm saying? You gotta understand when you're reading Matthew 21, Matthew 23, when you're reading these Matthew, going through all the gospels, you gotta understand that the Lord was on a mission. He came to condemn this place and die for our people. On this run, he's only dying for the elect. The majority of you guys got to come back in the kingdom. So the only elect the Lord is actually dealing with. But a lot of guys that's not an elect, that's of evil, they see this word as a chance to make themselves something. You see what I'm saying? So that's what guys are in this for. They're not in this for how the Lord came. They're in this to be famous, like Korah, famous in the camp. A lot of guys just want to be seen, like the Lord tell you in Matthew 23. So if you're not really mentioning Matthew 23 and Luke 11 and the Gospels and teaching in the way and the parables of the Lord, then you're not really of the Lord like that. You're just in this thing to be seen and get likes and views. And that's just the truth. And a lot of guys are corrupt. So it's not about how many views and likes you have. It's about if the Lord favors you. Matter of fact, let me grab this scripture real quick. I'm going to come back to this. See, it's all about who the Lord favors. That's who it's about. It's not about who the camp favors and who I like, and it ain't about that, man. It ain't about that. And a lot of you've been set up to grab the attention of many so you could help destroy many. Because the weightier matters of the law are faith, mercy, and judgment. That's the weight. That was whole weight. Getting brothers to believe in things they can't see, to be able to discern things they can't see, to be able to have mercy, these are things that are all unseen. But a lot of you guys are in the fucking flesh and you can't see those things because you're in the flesh. And you hate who the Lord send and have the Lord, who the Lord is speaking through, because your ass is carnal. You're in a carnal fucking vibration. And don't get me wrong, we love women, but this is spiritual war, and they don't have a place right now. A lot of you guys don't understand we're in war. You think this is time for you to be a celebrity and be seen all fucking day. Psalms 5:4. For thou art not a power that have pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. Right, and it's wicked to be in the flesh. It's wicked to be carnal. The Lord said the carnally minded is death, man. And remember the Lord called those fucking scribes foolish. He called them foolish. The 5 wise and the 5 and the 5 were foolish. Well, you have foolish men, and the Lord is against your ass. But he let you teach in that way so you could destroy many. That is the whole thing about this. Psalms 5:5. For the foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity. So a lot of you guys teaching his word, the Lord hates your ass. He actually hates you. And whoever he got your ass, and whoever he has blinded behind your ass, he hates your ass too. He hates a lot of men. He hates your ass going to the forest. He didn't tell you to do that. You know, he hated a lot of you guys, you know, not doing what the Lord told him. Being a real brother. The scribes and the Pharisees, they wasn't real brothers, man. They were in the flesh. They didn't have love for the Lord. Every chance they got, they wanted to kill him because the Lord was speaking these things they didn't want to hear. And so, look, we're speaking things, certain guys, they don't want to hear it because they're wicked, man. They're not sincere. But that's why the things of the Lord are hidden. And I'm glad we're not out there. I'm glad that the trials and the tribulations that I went through pulled me back out of that shit. You see? Psalms 5:12. For thou, Lord, will bless the righteous with favor, without compass him with a shield. So if you favored by the Lord got you, man. The Lord got you, bro. The Lord got you. It's about being favored by the Lord. See, the Lord, he don't have to get on a video and highly, say this about you and this, that, and the third. Subscribe to this guy. Oh, I like this guy. He does this. The Lord don't have to do that, because the Lord told you in Matthew 24, when guys get on videos and say the Lord is here and that Christ this is over there, he said believe that shit not. You have to, if you can see through the spirit, you can see who's really teaching for the Lord. Okay? And who's teaching of the Lord? They're not teaching like guys that's out there in the forefront, in the mainstream and shit like that. Because these guys are teaching for numbers. Where it is, you have guys that's in the spirit, they're teaching for the quality. You see what I'm saying? And we trying to get guys out. We want guys to be mad. Because if you're mad about, like I said yesterday, if you're mad about what certain brothers are teaching, then you're wicked, bro. Because we're teaching Yahawashi. Psalms 5:12. For thou, Lord, will bless the righteous with favor, without compassion with a shield. So look, the Lord shows the favor. He actually shows the love. And that's what it's about. It ain't about men. They can't say you. Who gives a fuck? Men may be directing you to a fucking demonic guy where they hate this guy that's of the Lord, but they're fucking direct you to somebody that's fucking demonic. But then just because they don't like a certain guy that the Lord is actually dealing with, they're directing you to somebody that's a demon, because they can't fucking see. And a lot of guys can't see. And we see that, man. Verse 14, going back to Matthew 21. So after he turned over the money exchange table, he started healing. And this is how we actually heal and give sight to the blind, because we're actually bringing out things guys don't want to bring out. They don't want to touch on things. They want everybody to make it seem like everything's good, but it's not good. Matthew 21 and 14. And the blind and the lame came to him in the temple, and he healed them. So after he turned over that shit, the money exchanger's table, and he came in there mad as hell, he turned that shit over, cussed their ass out, then he was able to heal. You see what I'm saying? You can't really heal if you're not fucking rebuking like that. You know, and that's showing you right there. Because every time he would get into it with the scribes and the priests, somebody come and basically they get healed. And then basically that cycle goes like that. That was the balance if you pay attention to that. But a lot of men, they just want to tell you sweet things all day, and a lot of guys ain't teaching Yahawashi, man. They're not teaching Yahawashi. They're not, bro. Now, verse 15, and when his chief priests and the scribes saw the wonderful things that he did, the children crying in the temple saying, "Oh, Hosanna, son of David," they were so displeased. So a lot of men are displeased by how we're actually coming. They actually hate it. Well, they actually hate Yahawashi, actually. And guys are not brothers, man. Not everybody's a fucking brother, bro. And that's the truth. Verse 17. Verse 16. And said unto them, Hearest thou what these say? And Yahawashi said unto them, Yea, have ye never read out of the mouth of babes and suckling thou hast perfected praise? Right. So them young children crying out, they had better praise in favor of the Lord than them wicked ass scribes that was sitting on them fucking high seats, man. That's what the Lord was saying. Because these guys on these high seats in these last times, just like now, they can throw out all these videos and prophecies, but they don't have no fucking charity, and they're not praising the Lord with a whole heart. You see? And we will continue to bash this shit in a lot of you guys' fucking brain. Because we see you, a lot of you are not right, and you don't have sight to see for yourself. Therefore, the blinds will lead the blind to destruction, man. And with that, man, matter of fact, yeah. Come on, man. Well, with that, man, I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna probably bring another lesson out. It's endless parables and endless things you can actually go into with Yahawashi. It's endless things you can actually go into. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring this other thing out. I'm gonna keep reading. All right, Matthew 21 and 21. I'm gonna go down. Matthew 21 and 21. Yeah, I'm gonna read this. Yahawashi answered and said unto them, Verily I say unto you, if you have faith and doubt not, and ye have not only do this which is done to the fig tree. You see? The Lord made that fig tree withered away because he had power over serpents. And that's what the Lord told you in Luke, that he give you power over these serpents, because a lot of the serpents are our people, and you can condemn their ass away, and then they'll fucking wither away. A lot of you guys have withered away already. Anyway, verily I say unto you, if you have faith and doubt not, ye shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if you shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. You see that? So if you have faith, anything is possible. Believing actually in the Lord and praising the Lord with a whole heart like them children did. And not just sitting on a high seat acting like you praising the Lord, but actually praising the Lord, man. That's how a lot of you guys are, man. You're just phony. And the Lord was mad, man. He was in a rough, warlike spirit, man. And you guys, you're not in a warlike spirit because you're already on top. Because you think you've won already. You see what I'm saying? But you haven't won shit. You haven't won shit. The Lord got you there. He got you there. Matthew 21 and 22. And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer and believing ye shall receive. So it's about really believing and praising the Lord with your heart, man. Everything you got, bro. That's why it's good to take the low, because when you take the low, you can praise the Lord like the children did. When you're sitting up high, you can't praise the Lord, man. A lot of you ain't praising the Lord. That's why you get all the views. Because you're of this world, which this world is not of the Lord. They hate the Lord. And a lot of you guys out there like that, you're actually of the world. That's why the world hears you and shit. See, it's not about the fucking world and how you looked at on the outside of the appearance. You got the dudes don't get it. You don't get it when you think you're doing the work of the Lord and the Lord bring that hammer down on a lot of you, and then you're gonna be like, damn, well, y'all didn't consider shit. Everybody was on that high horse. Matthew 21:23, and when he came into the temple, the chief priests and the elders of the people came to him as he was teaching. You see that? You go to the chief priests and the elders, they came to him as he was teaching, as he gave that parable right there of faith, and said, by what authority does thou these things? And who gave thee the authority? Right. So I just wanted to hit that, because by us brothers teaching the way we do, guys are like, who the fuck are you guys? You're not in any camp. Well, that's okay. We don't have to be. The Lord sent us. It's not up to you, men. And remember, the things of the Lord are actually hidden. Let me read that scripture one more time, and I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, so they asked him, what authority you do these things? Yeah, he asked him, what authority do you fucking, he went into their ass. He told him, I don't have to tell you shit. The Lord sent us for authority. One of my favorite scriptures, Sirach 11:4. Boast not of thy clothing and raiment, and exalt not thyself in the day of honor. Right? A lot of you guys have went against that. For the works of the Lord are wonderful, and his works among men are hidden. So the Lord reprimands you hiddenly. The favor of the Lord, he fucking he tells you in secret. He lets you know in secret. He don't have to let you know through everybody that he's there with you and dealing with you. And that's why we come out and we teach the way we do, because we have to continue to teach like the Lord, not like these camps and these scribes. How the Lord came, that's how we have to come. And we will continue to come that way. Well, with that, man, let me get out of here. With that, hey, shalom.